Stock tip. Best stock setups.
Welcome back, my friends, to this week's first daily update episode. Before we get started, I will summarize what this episode is all about. So we are going to discuss about our current strategy in the beginning, and then our positions, the one we are holding, and for today I've all gathered some new setups for you, some new interesting setups, and we are also going to discuss last week's top setups, a couple of them which have already started and which have managed to gain some 8 or 10% these last couple of days. So let's jump into it. We can start with the biggest disappointment today, namely the S&P 500. The S&P 500 started the day with a huge gap up. I think we were 0.9% in plus at the beginning of the trade of the day. We managed to also gain some more, and you can see it here in the intraday. After an hour and a half, we started going down and down and down, and we haven't stopped going down. We've actually managed to reach Friday's closing point, and as such we've pretty much closed with minus. Officially it's still 0.3%, but that's why for me this is the biggest disappointment of the day. Nonetheless, we are still in the intraday, in the daily chart, we are still here in our range, in our sideways range, and as long as we don't break below, then we are still in the green, and the trend should still be up, and we still have a lot of chances for double up or triple up, and further. I'm speaking about double or triple up because I myself am invested with a couple of options here in the S&P 500, and that's why I'm hoping for double or triple up, but we still have to break out. So this is the daily chart. You see here we are still in this range, so it's not looking anything that dramatic at the time. And also in the weekly chart, this still looks like a powerful power candle or mother bar, and these two inside bars here last week and this week so far. So of course I don't want to wait an eternity here, and I would be glad if we get a new start this week, and if we don't wait another 2 or 3 weeks before we get started. The longer the wait, the more momentum we lose, but that's how it is, and we have to be patient and see what's going to happen. So I'm in standby here. If the market breaks down and closes beneath 480, then I think I will liquidate my options here. The Nasdaq behaved pretty much the same here. Let me switch to regular hours. So behaved pretty much the same here. We are still in the sideways range here, pretty much the same range as in the S&P 500, and in the weekly chart it still looks pretty much the same. A mother bar and two inside candles here. So all in all, the same situation. Also the IVM here. The IVM actually looks a bit more stronger than the other two, but overall it's fully dependent on the tech sector and on the S&P 500. Then Euro to US dollar, also a negative day here, or a small negative day, minus 3%, I think, if not more. But I'm still optimistic. Either we are going to get a huge momentum on the downside, and get such a big candle here, so such a big candle, a red candle, or we are going to consolidate 1 or 2 more days before we break out. So I think the latter is more probable. So I would bet my money on the latter, and I am, because I still think that the direction the market is heading to is also dependent on the euro to US dollar. So if all of the indexes align, then I think euro to US dollar would also align to it, and the other way around. If the euro to US dollar continues to fall again, then the indexes will also align. Oil, not that much momentum, actually minus 1.7%. So we have lost a bit from what we gained last week. Gold and silver, nothing. So nothing. But enough about that. Let's see how a couple of trades are doing, or should we just jump into it? First of all, I would like to show you my new addition, Jinko Solar. So I've been talking a lot about Jinko Solar last week because of the way it looks. So this was my favorite setup overall. If you take a look at it in the weekly chart, we've had here this major move. So a nice consolidation here since 2010. A consolidation with a major setup, and 2020 we had a nice breakout, and with the breakout we had triple up, I think, so 220% growth. Now over the course of the last two years or so, we have another consolidation and a breakout. And take a look at today's volume. Just take a look at today's volume. This is a huge volume here, and I've been speaking about Jinko Solar for 1 or 2 weeks now, and it has finally broken out. Why am I so excited about it? Because if I am right, Jinko Solar might just reach 250, 220 something in this region. So 200 and at least 200 would be a possible target. So this would mean a whole lot of value. This would actually mean a triple up here. And that's why I'm very excited about Jinko Solar, and I've added it to my portfolio. Now my problem is here, I don't have a definite stop, but I'm thinking if we close below 55, or let's say below 50, below 57 for the time being, I'm going to liquidate this position. And then another trade I was interested in talking to you about was NOC, last week's and the week before setup of the week. It ended the week incredibly, and here it managed 3.3%. But just take a look at it. This is not a stock which manage 3% for a price of $7 or $15. This has a price of almost $500, and they still manage 3.3%. Today the movement wasn't that convincing. You can also see it's pretty much lacking the needed volume. But I can understand what happened here. So we've pretty much... Oh no, we haven't still. I thought we've pretty much touched this all-time high here, but no, we haven't yet. So I'm curious to see how this stock is going to end up. But also here the potential is huge. So we have a potential for 17% growth as of today. So huge growth potential. That's why this was one of my favorite stocks. And if you take into account that the market has shown that much volatility the last 6 months or so, NOC has actually grown the last 6 months, and it has gained until now 24%, and the market has fallen by 30%, I think, 25%, and NOC has gained 25%. So that's why this was one of my favorite setups. Now I've also got some new interesting setups for you. Let's just take a look at them together. But before we do, don't forget, if you like this video, to remember to like and subscribe.